play dividend here, Shady, because we know Las Vegas is one of those high-speed tracks. If you get in the draft from the start and maintain that draft, you will be in a good spot for later on into the race. And that's something that some of these guys have already learned, like Chase Williamson and Favre, who are having to fight back and make some of that track time up. And as you can see right there, if you look a little bit further ahead, they're slowly cashing that lead pack.
Slowly but surely, as those guys team up there, they are starting to catch with Favre and Chase Williamson. They've got a lot of speed, so they are starting to catch Killer like Jason, who looks like he's fallen off the draft of those top three. So they catch up to Killer like Jason, and they can link up. They'll have a lot of momentum to be able to catch that front group down.
Yeah, looks like the 43 is starting to fade a little bit. Could be losing some of those tires there. Tires play a huge role here. You may think of a track like this, tires don't play a huge role, but if I know anything about how these setups are working right now for these guys, those rear tires are starting to eat up, especially if they're arcing the corners a lot. Something you had to learn in the early days of custom setups and everything. So that 43 may be fading. Oh yeah, he's starting to move up that track a little bit. If Chase Williamson and Farr want to get up there, they might have to pass the 43 here as soon as possible to keep up that momentum. I don't think Jason necessarily can be the lead car in this, so they're going to have to make a run. Maybe hope Jason can stay with them and help them in the draft effect. We'll see what Chase Williamson does here in just a second. But it looks like we might have a lead change happening right here, guys. Mike Ross looking to take that lead away. He does so. Move Mike Ross up back to the front.
Big move there, a big powerful move there by Mike Ross as he's taking that lead, and that's allowed to get him a little bit side by side as Clashin now is falling back to third with JWoww in second. As we've got that was happening, I was back here on the second group here with Kill like Jason, Favre, and Chase Williamson. Chase Williamson and Favre did get around Kill It Like Jason, so they are now running P4 and 5 respectively, and they are definitely catching that front pack there, Joey.
One thing we mentioned too, how Mike Ross took the lead. Let's look at the overboard camera here in the top three. Let's see how these drivers are entering the corner now. Let's see what happens here. Mike Ross is entering the corner a little bit higher, arcing that corner, looking to get a better run off mid-corner. JWoww had a really good corner there in 3 and 4. Was able to get back on the gas. Look at this run he's getting on the 44. Might not have enough to do anything here as they head into turn 1 and 2. I think this is where Mike might be a little bit better than the 95 car. Look as he arcs down there, gets right back on the gas on that white line. And since that draft is there, it's definitely helping the 95. You can tell Mike Ross is holding a good line right now, but it might only be a matter of time here until the 95 and 51 make a move to take that lead back. But right there, Mike Ross just aggressively drives into that corner. 95 sacrifices that entry for a better exit. Look at that, right back on the bumper.
And as we're looking now, Joey, looks like we do have, and the Brennanator in a 16, he made an unscheduled pit stop, spent a lot of time in a pit stop. Unfortunate for the Brennanator to 16, he had a great run last week at the Roval. I saw him in the pits, I didn't know what was going on, but here he comes out of the pits. Lost a lot of time, unfortunate for the Brennanator here in the back.
Long way to go for the 16. If anything we know, never give up until the end. Look back here on the second pack that is starting to slowly catch up to the top 3 here, being led by Chase Williamson, Favre, Kill It Like Jason, DB, and then another name that we talked about earlier, Flash 9, starting to make a little bit of noise as he's catching up to the second pack.
And we got a battle for the lead here, Joey. Here comes JWoww underneath the Mike Ross. He's looking to make it into turn 3. He's not going to get much help if Clashin moves up. Here comes Mike Ross back on the outside as JWoww going to take this lap. JWoww on the bottom, Mike Ross on the outside. JWoww makes the pass, getting ready to go into 1. Big, strong move by JWoww as he didn't have any draft help. Clashin, he might look like he has a little bit of tight going on. He's riding that higher line. He looks like he might have a little bit of tightness going on. JWoww showed a lot of muscle there, getting under Mike Ross all by himself. What a move.
Big move for sure, but that definitely costs the first pack because here they come. The second pack is here. Chase Williamson, Favre, and the rest of the gang. Now we have ourselves a big pack here at Las Vegas. But now as the leader, you gotta be mindful. Hit your marks, and Mike Ross a little tight right there. Clash gives him a little room to work with here as they're single file down the back straightaway. But if you're Chase Williamson, do you maintain your position here? Do you go for the lead? Do you stay aggressive here? That's what got him up here. So quite interesting to see how this is going to happen as stage 1 is beginning to unfold.
Absolutely. And as we come to the line this time, I'm going to get a lap count here now as they cross the line. Looks like they have 16 laps to go, so plenty of time. As here comes Chase Williamson now, looking under Clash, and he's got the move underneath the Clash, and as here comes Favre following right with him, and Favre actually goes now to the top. Here we go. We're going to start seeing some racing here in Vegas, Joey.
As they head to the line, it'll be 15 laps to go here in stage number 1. You're starting to see who has the better car on the long run, and one of those names right now is definitely Chase Williamson in the 14. I mean, this guy is just going absolutely crazy right now, having a great run. He's up to P3 right now, fighting to possibly go for the lead here momentarily as he is following Mike Ross. JWoww currently leading, but we talked about how Chase Williamson, he does not care if he qualifies in the back. He will eventually make his way up to the front. And right now he's showing that he may have the car to beat on the long run as he has charged his way up here.
And he got all the way up to the front with his help from Favre. Here he goes now. He's looking for second under Mike Frost. Mike Frost gives him the room, moves up, and Chase Williamson's going to take it with the help of Clashin on the bottom. As Clashin goes way down low on the backstretch. And these guys are getting real racy. Favre up to the top. Chase Williamson now on the bumper of JWoww as we got pit stops being made here, Joey. Pre-flat stops with some leaders.
Pit stops being made at the moment. Here comes Mike Ross, JCR Clashin, and the 43 of Kill It Like Jason. Kind of surprising to see the JCR boys not leading with each other down pit road. So interested to see what the call may be here. Probably 4 tires and 2 cans of Sunoco fuel. And what I'm thinking here, Mike Ross, Clashin, and Jason are hoping to get out of pit road first, get those 4 fresh tires, and get a hot lap in to where they can get out in front and maintain a good gap to finish out the stage here near the front. So could have been the best call here to maybe pit early on. There goes that second pack as you see them heading out into turn number 1. JWoww Lee with Chase in second and Favre in third as they are still sitting in pit road. Here they all come out. No speeding penalties for those 3 as they are out and away in pit road.
It was kind of interesting to see those guys kind of getting an early pit. I think some of them, they might have just going in to make a little bit of an adjustment as you saw some of those cars really start to fly off and start to change their lanes as they're really trying to find a speed as we got some battle going on here for second. As they got DB making a strong move, looking under JWoww.
Oh my goodness! DB just powerhousing past Chase Williamson and the 95 on the same lap. I mean, I think that was for the lead. I think it was. I mean,
actually,
we don't.
No, it wasn't. It was not. DB is in 13.
Okay.
DB did make a pit stop.
I was like, holy crap! Where did this guy come from? Talk about saving tires. Holy moly! I wouldn't even save my tires that long. Here come the rest of the leaders, JWoww, Farm, and Chase Williamson here. Gonna be interesting to see here how they stack up. Let's go back to the 44 of Mike Ross here. This is what's gonna be very interesting. Okay, Mike Ross is your lead car. As he is on his way around. That could be Flash 9 up there, who maybe pitted a lap before the 44 car. He does have no draft here, so let's see how he shakes out here. This is going to be very important to see how stage 1 is going to end. How far out can Mike Ross and Clashin and Jason get in front of the pack that just pitted? Out of turn number 4. They just got off pit road. Can Mike Ross beat them off? As he heads into 1. Looks to have a good, solid start here. Looks as though, yes, a great call possibly here as Mike Ross, JCR Clashin have left Jason in the dust. They're all by themselves, and they have a huge gap to that second pack. Now their mission is to chase down Flash 9.
And they did that with ease, and that worked for perfection for Clashin and Mike Ross as they are now 1 and 2 all by themselves. So if it stays green, everything happens. We're going to have ourselves a shootout between these 2 guys for the end of the stage as we now are...
Hang on, Shady. Flash 9's the leader.
Oh, that's right.
Flash 9 pitted before these guys, so Flash 9 is your leader right now.
Oh, is he? Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't even see that. Okay, yeah.
We'll just make sure, we'll double check here. Want to make sure we're giving you guys the correct info here. See if your leader is, yes, Flash 9 is your leader at the moment. He pitted beforehand, but this looks as though if this continues on the way it's going, it's going to be a 3-car battle for the stage, but Flash 9's tires are definitely going to wear out before Mike Ross and Clashin. So if you're the 51, the 44, you guys work together, get past the 5-car, keep pushing each other until those last 2 laps do get out. Build a gap to that second pack.
And they're catching up to him real quick, and they're going to pass him here probably with not much difficulty at all as Flash 9, he moves up the track, gives him the room, as here comes Mike Ross and Clashin. They're going to go right underneath of him here in turn 1 and 2. Now, as we can see, as Flash, he's going to catch on to this draft, as it JWoww is starting to catch up to a little bit of them, but these guys are 1, 2, and 3 nose to tail. So we're gonna have ourselves a shootout here at stage 1. Mike Ross looking very strong here in the beginning in that 44 car, and he's looked strong all year long. And here he is looking to seal the deal here in stage 1. Definitely needing these points if he can hold on.
Mike Ross definitely wants to be aggressive when time matters, and right now he's going to do everything he can to hold on to the win here in stage 1. If not, at least get some stage points here. But stage, well, obviously the stage win's going to be the most important thing here because that's a playoff point, and when everyone's already pretty much locked themselves into the next round here, you know, you want to go for that stage win. That's the most important thing. And right now, you got 3 guys, first, second, third. You got JWoww in 4th, Chase Williamson in 5th. So you got 5 guys who consider themselves championship threats going for 1 point. 1 point here. So you're going to see some good stuff here.
And that
as laps continue to wind down.
And that 1 point can make a difference, Joey. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. That 1 point can make the difference in advancing or not advancing. As JWoww's now caught up and underneath the flash, and he's going to go for the move for 3rd. Look at this.
There he is in Clashing, goes to the inside. Fakes out the 44 of Mike Ross. And he's going to possibly take it 3 wide here through 1 and 2, 3 wide. Here in Las Vegas, the laps are winding down to the stage. The stage point matters. Still 3 wide as they head into turn number 3.
Wow, look at this. Teammates, no
contact there.
Side by side, the JCR guys, we got 2 by 2 by 2. Look at this for stage 1, Joey. This is crazy.
They continue to duke it out. Side by side, JWoww takes the lead away with Clashing in 2nd. Those fresh tires are playing dividend. 2-lap pressure tires seem to might be the call. Mike Ross fades back to 5th. JCR Clashing fades back to 3rd. Here comes Chase Winston and Farm in 2nd and 3rd. They want a piece of all the action.
And this is impressive, Joey. That was impressive by the 95 of JWoww, just to show how strong his car is, because he was all the way back in 4th and not much draft help when he came out of the pits. And he caught those guys pretty much on his side, as he's now got some company with Chase Williamson now hunting him down here in 2nd spot in that 14 Smithfield car. He's going to have something to say before this stage is over and done with.
Coming to the white flag for stage number 1. A huge run by JWoww here. As the white flag is out for stage number 1, can Chase Williamson do anything to pass the 95 and get that stage point?
JWoww gets to the bottom, holds that white line. As we go to the backstretch, he goes to the bottom to block that bottom. Chase Williamson trying to make a move. Here we go into turn 3, Joey.
He's trying. Not enough. JWoww pulls the block out of turn number 4. JWoww gets that stage point and wins stage number 1.
Impressive. Very, very impressive. And that 95 car, JWoww, very impressive. Chase Williamson made a big, strong run there in turn 3 and 4. JWoww made a perfect block and chopped that momentum. Chase Williamson lost that momentum, and JWoww was able to cruise to the line. But very, very impressive how he came storming back on that. That was awesome to see. Awesome.
Great run by the 95. Your top 5 for stage 1 is JCR, JWoww, Chase Williamson 2nd, Favre in 3rd, Mike Ross in 4th, and JCR Clashing rounding out the top 5. But that elusive stage, that elusive playoff point goes to the 95 of JWoww. That is huge for the next round of the playoffs. Lesson learned, hit as late as you can. The fresh tires seem to play dividend. We'll see if any of those drivers will learn from stage number 1 and maybe take those lessons to stage number 2. As here we go, the field coming to the green flag. JWoww back up front after pit stops. As the field heads to the green flag, we are back underway here for stage number 2. comes the 17 of FAR with a huge run, trying to maintain that inside line and carry the momentum. But JWoww starts to arc that corner. Now 3 wide back here for P3. As Chase Williamson almost hits the wall.
Oh,
he backs off. They crash.
Contact, big wreck.
Clashing into the wall. 2, 3, 4 cars involved as Clashing goes around. Chase Williamson goes around. And the caution is going to fly.
Wow. Huge wreck. Sharpay at 25 also involved.
Manual caution is flown here in Las Vegas. The first manual caution in what seems to have been weeks. As the intensity picks up, JCR Clashing and Chase Williamson, 2 of the fan favorites all season long, crashed down the back straightaway. Looked as though it just got a little too tight there. Little no room for these guys. Williamson gets a little tight, Clashing gets loose off that corner, and chaos ensues. We saw Sharp get involved, Clashing, Chase Williamson, just to name a few of those names right there. Tough break for those guys, but a manual caution here for these guys. Wow.
Chase Williamson had a lot of damage. He hit the wall very, very hard with the nose of that 14 car. A lot of damage done to that car. And look at him. He's definitely going to have to make some repairs along with Clashton, as those 2 guys really caught the brunt of that caution, that wreck. And it's been a long time since we've seen a wreck like that, Joey. It's been a while since we've seen something like that happen.
There's the 95 DB, heavy damage. The 16 of Predator, Clashing with the most damage. Sharp has damage. Chase Williamson has damage. But here's the thing we have to be mindful of now, Shady, is the damage on these cars. It doesn't necessarily fix 100% of the damage. So if the damage is really internal for that 51 or even the 14, yeah, they can get it fixed, but they might still have some aero damage on that car that definitely will affect the handling on the long run. So this could be a huge race implication.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This could be huge. Huge, especially for some of the other guys that weren't involved, like Mike Ross, Flash, and Favre. Those guys, they weren't involved, so they could really reap the benefits. But very, very huge for the points leader in our 51 car of Clashing, who came into tonight leading the championship points. So this could play huge factor, not just in the race, but overall in his point standings, along with Chase Williamson. He's up there in points too. This could be real huge, Joey. This could be really interesting. And we are in stage 2, so there is a lot of time left for these guys to make it back up. And if we know anything else, between Clashing and Chase Williamson, 2 champions, 2 winners. If anybody can drive back to the front from that, those 2 guys can, I can assure you.
Rightfully so. We just got to be mindful of the damage and how much it definitely impacted those cars, because it looked as though that Clashing went head-on into the wall in the back stretch. Lots of damage on that 51 car. So we're just going to have to see how much damage did the game necessarily fix for him. How much of it was internal, how much of it was external. Those answers will be answered here in just a few moments as the field is on their final pace lap under the manual caution. Again, I think this is our first manual caution in maybe at least 4 to 5 races. It's been quite some time, so it definitely got me off the edge of my seat. Hopefully it got all of you on the edge of your seat as well, because that was intense to see 2, 3 of the championship contenders take each other out on the back straightaway in stage number 2. I would have never predicted that to happen. It's good to see everyone in the chat as well. Quick shout out to people like J-Mons, Slade Gravett, Jackhammer TV, Leander, just to name a few of them. Thank you all for being here and being big supporters. Make sure to hit the like button. Become a member of the channel today. It helps us out. It helps us put products like this on every single Wednesday, guys. So thank you so much for the support. It really does mean a lot. Out of turn number 4 after the big one. And the back straightaway, JWoww coming back to the green flag. And the green flag is back out here in Las Vegas. Already shuffling back there, fighting for every position possible. Flash 9 looking to be aggressive, but JWoww close to that door on him as they head down the back straightaway.
I tell you what, JWoww has got himself a set of gears in that 95. Every restart that we've had in this race. He has just shot out like a little bit of a cannon, although Flash isn't going to let him get away this time. Flash and Favre right there, right on his bumper with Mike Ross. And look at Davey Allison back up there. Good to see him back up there as he fell back off of the start, but look and see him back up there. I know this is one of his favorite tracks. Kill It Like Jason as well. Good to see those guys back up there. I want to see those guys make a battle. I want to see them guys fight for some this.
Absolutely. Flash 9 started somewhat in the back, started to make his way up slowly but surely. He's up to P2, Favre in third, Mike Ross in fourth. If you're a guy like JWoww or Mike Ross, you're fighting for a championship, and you know Clash and Chase Williams are two of those guys you gotta fight. When you see that kind of accident happen, it's got to make you feel somewhat good. Not necessarily you're happy the driver you're fighting wrecked, but more so it kind of gives you a little breath of fresh air. It's more so of a relief. It's like, okay, hey, two of the guys I'm fighting got in trouble. They may have a little bit of damage on their cars. They may not be 100%. I got to capitalize on opportunity. A little less pressure on me. Let's go out there and let's take a little breather here. So right now they're single file, but I will say though, Clashin and Chase Williamson, they've caught back up to this pack right here. Now, did they catch up as fast as I imagine they would? No, but at least they're able to maintain with this lead pack for now. So we'll see how the speed of those cars are later on into the run.
Absolutely, and we're, being in stage 2, so at the end of the stage, granted that we don't have another caution before then, that they're able to get into the pits, maybe make a little bit more repairs if they needed to, get them making a few adjustments, and see if they'll be able to battle back up here into the front. But it's kind of good to, always fun to, from the viewer aspect, almost kind of fun to see a wreck. You hate to see it to anybody, especially these guys and leaders, some of our favorite drivers. You hate to see it for anybody. You never really want to see anybody get a wreck. But kind of fun to see, actually. We haven't seen it in so long. I mean, that was definitely an impactful wreck. These two guys, as you can see, they're starting to move back up. But JWoww back up the front. These guys are coasting up here, nose to tail. Kind of looking content here. I mean, I wonder. Let me ask you, Joey. When something like that happens, those guys are really going for it. A lot of aggressiveness. Does that kind of put the brakes on things a little bit? Like you were saying, kind of put things in perspective a little bit. Kind of like, okay, maybe we kind of cool our horses down. I mean, is that something that you would think if you're in the middle of this race after that wreck happened, is kind of cool your frog a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in this situation a couple of times. I mean, I've been in the Pro League for those 2 seasons. There was definitely times when someone who I was racing against for a win or a playoff spot or something, they had trouble. And it's just kind of a nice little fresh breath of air just to kind of tell yourself, hey, let's take it down a notch and just realize, hey, this is an opportunity here. Let's race the race. Let's take our time and just let it kind of come into our hands here. When people have accidents like that, you got to capitalize it, but you don't want to overthink it. You just want to go race the track and see how the other driver. The way it always is, Shady, when it comes to races like this, you just want to drive the track. That's the most important thing. Don't worry about anyone else. If someone's being super aggressive with you, just let them take the spot. Get it back later. Let them race it out, because more than likely the ones who are going to be aggressive, sure, they may go win some races here and there, but the ones who are the most aggressive are the ones who are usually going to end up in the wall or spun out at some point. So it's just one of those things where you got to tell yourself that, hey, focus on you. Don't worry about anybody else. The mistakes are going to come. If you run a clean race, things eventually and most of the time will work out. So, but I want to mention one thing here, okay? Look back there. The 51 and 14 have now caught up, but I don't think it's because of speed. I personally think some of these guys are saving gas. And I think the reason why, they're trying to make it to the end of the stage here, but I was watching some of the live streams of some of our drivers here, and I'm noticing that some of these guys are 2 to 3 laps short of making it to the end of the stage. Could we possibly be seeing some fuel strategy coming into play here?
Absolutely, I think that's definitely going to come into play. Especially these points. I mean, we've seen these guys use the fuel strategy all season long. I mean, these guys, like we were saying, I mean, they know exactly how long that they can get and how much that they can save. And I think you just might be right on that, Joey. I mean, you can see some of these guys, you know, kind of being very, very passive a little bit, you know, not being aggressive, not, you know, hitting the throttle all the way down. And I think you're right. I think you're starting to see that fuel saving mode kind of come into play as we start kind of winding down here in the last part of stage 2. So definitely, definitely starting to maybe see that strategy come into play. Exactly. I think you hit the nail on the head with that one.
I would hope with 2 years of Pro League experience, I at least make one call right this year. So hopefully it'll be the second one I make right this year. But here's that banged up, destroyed 51 car clashing. Again, the damage on that car may not be representative of what is on his screen, but he definitely does have a little damage on the car. There's no way that car is 100%. Is that car running fully on speed right now, or are some drivers just taking it easy and saving gas? We're not entirely sure. We're just on spectator. We wish we had the tools to show you the telemetry data, all that stuff, maybe one day down the road. But there's one thing for sure, if you're Clash or Chase Williamson right now, you gotta feel good right now. The car's maybe not too damaged, you're at least staying with the draft, you're doing your thing, you're up here. All hope isn't lost, you're hanging on there, so you gotta make sure, it just has to make you feel good.
Oh, absolutely, especially, you know, it's good. I mean, especially like Favre, you know, who's not been able to race in quite a while, and him sitting there, right there in third spot, you know, that makes, you know, he's having a good run. You know, had to step away. You know, like you said, man, life takes its toll, life happens, and it's good to see him back out on the track as he's, you know, right there in third, having a good run. So, you know, that definitely, yeah, I mean, everybody knows. I mean, Favre has the confidence. But definitely, you know, makes you feel feel good, and knowing that, you know, come back from you know, being off for a while and being right there, and you know, knowing that you got right there up at the top there. So, you know, always good to feel good. So, I mean, like you said, I mean, looking at these streams, I mean, you're definitely right, man. I mean, it's really going to get interesting as we get, you know, in the next 10 laps or so, and see if we see these guys, you know, make a pit stop for a splash.
There he goes. Mike Ross, he's one of those drivers who went to the back for a few laps there, might have been saving his stuff. He just passed Chase Winston with ease. So is Mike Ross possibly playing the strategy game right now? Did he lay off purposely to save some gas, save some tire? He knows a couple of these guys have some damage on the cars. Is he just playing the long game here? But we're going to follow Mike Ross here and see what his strategy is. Is he starting to pick them off one by one? What's the move for the 44?
I'm wondering what is the move for all these guys. I mean, it's, you know, for me, you know, not being anywhere in the class of these guys like you guys are, you know, in those pro leagues, man, you know, and being able to watch these guys and seeing the strategies come into play really are fascinating to me, because I'm not one, you know, I'm still kind of learning the whole fuel strategy thing myself, and being able to save fuel and that kind of thing, and to see it kind of play out, really fascinating to me, to say the least, and seeing how these guys run, and you know, it's definitely helped me a lot in my game. Just sitting up here in a booth, you know, sitting here hanging here with you, watching these guys, very awesome. But you know, that's why, you know, I definitely try talking to these guys throughout the week, and kind of get inside their mind and kind of seeing how they think, and you know, what their strategy is, what they're kind of planning, this, that, and the other. So it's really been a lot of fun, but you know how it is in some of these races, man. Sometimes your strategy has to change from lap to lap. So, I mean, that's the way it is for me. Sometimes I'll be going into it thinking one thing, and then the next lap, something happens, and I got to change gears and go to a totally different direction.
Absolutely, and that's just how racing is on E5. Things can change in a heartbeat. You gotta change how you race, change how your gears are. There's just so many things that change. Whether it's on the track or off the track, you have to change things as the race goes on, and a lot of these guys know what that is all about right now. But again, just following these guys as the laps are winding down here at stage number 2. Can these guys make it on gas? We'll find out here momentarily as the laps are winding down. Some drivers are definitely trying to save some gas. Some drivers think they can make it already. So as the laps wind down, we'll find out here what will be happening. J-Wild leading, Flashline second, Favre coming back to the series here at P3, Clash in fourth, and Mike Ross sitting in P5. Chase Williams is in 6th. Cyberron Galaxy is going to be in the 7th position. You also have up here, as I'm just looking to make sure we get all the right names going on here. Looks as though that is going to be DB next with Killer Lake Jason, Sharp in the 25, DK in the 7, Inaltown in the 18. Then you go a little bit further back, you have Davey Allison in the 6 and Predator in the 16. And that rounds up the field right now.
I tell you what, these guys, they're having, they're putting it in as we're starting to get into that part of the race where these guys kind of look like they're, just kind of logging laps right now. Kind of that lull a little bit, just kind of logging laps. Looking at this top group right here, I mean, you kind of mentioned, the Cyberonic. Good to see him up there and hanging with this lead pack. I don't know him too well, and haven't had a chance to talk to him really much, but seeing him race, I know he's kind of had some rough races, and really good to see a guy like Cyberonic up here hanging with these with these leaders, so to speak, in that 4 car. Good to see him up there, man. I like to see those guys. I like the underdog kind of thing. I'm an underdog favorite myself, so good to see a guy like the number 4 hanging right up there with all these leaders that we've seen up in the front running all season long.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys who hasn't had the best of seasons, but I've been kind of noticing his speed is increasing every single week. I mean, I know when we started, he was always in the back, but even a couple weeks back, he was running like 4th, 5th, 6th place here. He's starting to get better as the season goes on, and even though he's not fighting for a championship or anything, he's getting better. And that's the most important thing, and the way you want to build next year is to finish the year with momentum. Any driver would tell you that, whether it's in real life or on the virtual side. The best way to get momentum for the next season is to finish the current season with a lot of steam. And that's what the 4 car is trying to do right now, and he's maintaining with arguably, the best drivers all season long, right there in front of him. So that's always a good sign of things. So hopefully Cyron gets better. Maybe we'll see him in victory lane before the end of the year, if not next season.
Absolutely, man. And like these other guys that are that have been running, mid-pack in the back. Like I said, Davey Allison. He's a good friend of mine. He's just, guys like them, like him. He just like getting out of here and getting the experience. Just being out on the track with these guys. Seeing how they race, getting that kind of an experience. Just going out for fun. Notice that he has, he's not going to be competing for a championship, but maybe he might be able to get enough and have, compete for a win at one of these tracks. Who knows? But more or less anything, getting the experience, the strategies, the fuel saving, what these guys do, how they run. It's good experiences. We got some battle going on here at the front, Joey.
Battle for the lead. Here comes Flash 9 in the 5, below the 95 of JWoww. I wanted to mention before, but we got a little off topic. When you're the leader, you really can't save any gas. You cannot save gas unless you go into a lower gear. JWoww may be short on gas. He had to let the 5 go. Flash 9 now takes the lead, a sight that we are definitely used to seeing. Haven't seen it in a little bit, but Flash 9 now back out front.
Absolutely, and Flash 9, as here comes Favre looking underneath of the 95 as well.
Now for JWoww, saving gas is the most important thing.
There we go. As I'm coming in, and I had a little bit of technical difficulty here, Joey, so I'm coming back on in to get a look at the race. But being on JWoww's stream, looking on JWoww's stream here, as I'm logging back into the screen here, that we're going to be making some pit stops here, man. We're, I know that they were in gas-saving mood, but I don't think a lot of these guys can make it. I mean, or do you think they can? Looks like they are going to be right there.
If there's anyone that I know will make it, it's going to be anyone from JCR Clashin' on backwards. I see the 51, the 44, and the 10 making it on gas, because the way NASCAR E5 works, the more further back you are, with as much draft as possible, you are able to save more gas. If you have the draft, you don't have to use as much horsepower, especially if these guys have another gear. And now JCR Clashin' way off the pace. He is off the pace, and he might be pitting here. He might be low on gas. Chase Williamson into the wall right there. That puts Mike Ross up to 4th. Williamson in 5th. JCR JWoww was out front. He's going to have to really save some gas here, or at least hope for a caution at some point. Clashing, coming down the pit road now. He cannot make it to the end of the stage. A tough break for the 51, who fought back after a vicious crash at the beginning of the stage.
Wow, that's what a change of events there for Clashing.
Curious to see what happens here. Who will make it on fuel? Definitely some drivers are attempting to do it as the laps are winding down.
Wow, Clashing, that is huge. Huge on his part, running out of fuel as he's coasting now. Coming back around. As the leaders now, they're taking the white flag, Joey.
White flag here for stage number 2. Can these guys make it on gas? Will any of them run out? Far booking to the bottom of Flash 9. Flash 9 pulls the block. He's going to look to the outside.
Oh, here we go.
Flash 9 moves up, but here comes Marv on the inside. He may have a run, but JWoww's going to help the 5.
Here comes
side by side. Flash 9 wins stage 2. Marv in second with JWoww in third. Mike Cross in fourth, and Chase Williamson rounds out the top 5.
Wow, what a finish there for stage 2. Flash 9 made a great move getting under JWoww and holding off that 17 car of Favre.
Oh, wait, whoa, Favre. I think Favre just lagged out of the race.
No way.
Favre on pit road.
No way.
The 17, Favre, I think just lagged out of the race.
Oh my Lord.
And that's a contender out of the equation.
Oh.
And he was having such a great run. Oh my goodness, that is heartbreak.
Oh man.
That is a tough break right there for the 17 machine. Looked as though he lagged out. Not sure what the issue was. Definitely someone who we thought at the beginning of the year, if he ran full-time, would be a championship threat. He came here today to show what he could have done, and rightfully so, finishing second there in a photo finish for stage number 2, ultimately lagging out for the 17, a.k.a. a blown engine for the 17. Tough break. But as we head to the end here of stage 2, we head to stage number 3. Flash 9 leads the field here. And we are back green flag for stage 3. Officially underway. Flash 9 leading with JWoww, Mike Ross, and Chase Williamson in their own little pack. Oh, they get loose! JWoww, Mike Ross loose into turn number 1. JWoww shoots up the track. Somehow Williamson misses the 95. That could have been absolute calamity. Somehow the 95 and 44 save it. Looked as though their bumpers got linked up from pushing each other. They save and fight to live another day as Flash 9 is out in no man's land, leading this race still.
Wow. That was weird, Joey. That was weird how that all happened.
Not sure exactly how it happened. Looked as though maybe the 95 and 44 were bump drafting down the straightaway as they were heading into 1. Mike Ross might have been trying to make a move on the 95. The 95 might have blocked. They just kind of linked up. It happens sometimes. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out. But hey, we got a battle back here. Look at this 3-wide action. Sharp, the 51 of Clashing. DK on the outside. Clashing looking to fight back. To go back up to the front. Contact here between the 43 and the 95. Some dirt gets kicked up. But they keep on fighting. This is some good racing back here.
And Clashing underneath of the 7. The 7 kind of battling back. And here comes the 48. I'm looking underneath side.
Oh, contact there. There's still 3 wide. Clashing must be finding some damage because that car is not 100% as he just dives it into 3 to take advantage and pass the 25. He is driving with a lot of steam right now. Well, contact there. DK is not letting him go.
7 car is fighting all as much as he can on and outside. Clashing finally makes the pass and clears that 7 car. Here comes the 25. He's going to look underneath of the 7 as well. The 25, was that Sharpay? Yeah, Sharpay at 25. Sharp. Okay, I thought it was Sharpay. Sharp. Okay. Make sure I have that right.
I've done it too. Don't worry. I learned the hard way. I found out I've been calling this guy Sharpay in the name of a high school musical character. I am completely embarrassed. But his name is Sharp. Do not let the E at the end of the name confuse you. That is Sharp in the 25, having one hell of a battle with that 7 of DK Brown, as Brennan looks to make a little bit of an action here, as he looks to the inside. Brennan looking to fight back after a tough start to this race.
That Baby Allison there in the 6, he's fighting in here as well. Good to see these guys fighting, man. These guys are clawing, they're fighting, they're having some fun back here. They might not be up in the front, but they're still having a battle and having some fun back here.
Love to see the racing in the back of the field. It doesn't matter where they are, there is a battle everywhere on this track. As the field surprisingly has really gotten spaced out here. I'm very surprised by this, but we have just a lot of battles here. If this goes green the rest of the way, if Mike Ross can hang on here, which I think, I see what's happening here. Chase Williamson letting the 95 go. He's trying to get Mike Ross back in the draft.
Yeah, I think you're right.
At least I think so. I think he's trying to help the 44. He's just so close to getting that draft. But if there's no caution in this race, it's coming down to literally 3 cars unless Mike Ross can get up there.
And Mike Ross is right there, almost kind of like he's almost sniffing it, you know? He's like right there, riding on the bumper. He's like right there, just kind of sniffing it. But I think those top 3 might pull away. Yeah, they're looking like they're starting to pull away, inch away just a little bit now.
And that's just good news for Flash 9, JWoww, Chase Williamson, 3 playoff drivers looking to come away here with a good points day, but only one of them can win this race though and take those extra points in the next round of the playoffs. So if these 3 have anything to say, they are happy. The odds are in their favor. At least each of them has a 33% chance of winning this race.
I don't think it's going to Mike Ross. He's going to get some help here very, very soon, because right behind him is a pack led by the 51 of Clashin. Clashin is leading a pack of DB in the 95, Kill Like Jason, Sharp in the 25. Those guys, they're in a pack of their own, so those guys are running nose to tail. Those guys look like they're starting to inch closer and closer to Mike Ross. So if they're going to catch Mike Ross here in just a little while, then you're going to have you're going to have those 2 packs, and if they can hook up, then you think that they'll have enough steam to catch those top 3?
I think they'll have the numbers, but the problem is, Clashin cannot lead the pack. His car has a little too much internal damage. Mike Ross would have to be the one that leads the pack. He has the cleanest car, he has the speed, he just needs the help. The only thing I'm concerned about, this comes down to a fuel strategy. Mike Ross is in no man's land. He is not saving any gas right now whatsoever. He is just trying to limp away and try to live to fight another day. But hopefully that second pack can come soon. They have the numbers, and these 3 can duke it out a little bit. They can get right back into it. It's far from over, but the odds are definitely not in the rest of the field's favor.
Well, kind of interesting, kind of like what you said there, Joey, and what we saw just a few laps ago with Chase Williamson moving up and giving JWoww that second spot, but being right there in third, as you said, and it kind of makes sense. Do you think that 14, dropping back to third, having 2 cars in front of him,
he's saving gas,
saving fuel?
Yeah, he knows. He's been doing this for a long time. I know Chase Williamson. You know, when you hear him, you think he's just your average kid racing. He is one of the smartest guys on NASCAR Heat 5. He knows how this game works. He knows what to do. And right now, he's just trying to save that little bit of extra fuel, because if he can save that extra lap or 2 and stay out, come down, get those fresh tires, and maybe link up with somebody, he's going to have the best shot to win this race. He knows what he's doing. Mike Ross, I'll say rightly so, Mike Ross is one of those guys too who knows what he's doing, but unfortunately we saw with the 17 blowing an engine and being out of this race, he had no car in the front row to help him draft or get a good start. That's why he's back here right now. So he's having to fight with conditions that were out of his control. He had nothing to do with that. There was nothing he could have done. So everyone from fourth on back is fighting vigorously to get up to this top 3 as soon as they possibly can. The 43 just shot up the track right there. He's on the high line. Whatever, he got a little loose. Looks like he's just letting him go. We'll see if this second pack can eventually catch up.
The one guy that is hungry, very, very hungry for a win, And that's that 95 of JWoww. Been riding up in the lead, has led a lot of laps, been up there in the top 3 all night long. I know he's hungry. He won that race in Atlanta, a while back in the summertime. I know he's really, really hungry. That's also with Flash. Flash, he hasn't won a race in a while as well. Both of these guys, they've been kind of, they've got a win under, at least one win under their belt. Both of these guys are really hungry, as we got now some battling going on with Mike Bross and Chase, or clashing back here. Look at this here, Joey.
Nearly 3 wide here. A little surprised by the move by Clash, and I would think he would want Mike Bross to lead this pack, but he's not. He's just trying to pass the 44. I don't think Mike Bross is happy about it. He's fighting as hard as he can on the outside to maintain it. He's saying, hey, if you're not gonna let me be in the front, I'm not letting you lead this pack right now. That's the way he's looking at it. Mike Bross is fighting, but he just doesn't have the draft help.
Yep, as that 95 of DB to best gave Clashin the push that he needs, and just ran out of steam. So Mike Bross now is going to fall right behind Clashin. Now you got these 3 guys linked up, So these 3 guys, right behind them. It's sharp. He's not going to be in that draft. So these 3 guys are by themselves. So it's going to be interesting to see if these 3 guys can catch the first pack of 3, or are they going to be kind of stagnant. So now it's really going to be. So these guys, do you think maybe this second pack is hammered down type thing, while the front 3 may be kind of a little in fuel saving mode, which might allow the second group of 3 to catch up? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, and I just think, too, with these 3, it's just a matter of, who's going to run the cleanest and fastest laps. I think that's just what matters right now. The second pack doesn't have the numbers. They don't have that extra car or the 5th car there to give them that little extra boost. What Clash has to do, he just has to run perfect laps. He's got to hope Mike Ross can give him some bump drafts here and there to catch back up. I think right now, if you know saving that extra lap or 2 isn't going to win you that race, and you know that pretty much everyone's equal, push as far as you can. Get back up there. Get the traps and everything. Make it interesting right now. But we're going to follow these guys. We're going to just stay with them here, because this is definitely the most interesting part of this race. Can the second pack catch up to the first pack in time before the green flag pit stops? That is the topic right now we are wondering.
And with this next time by, as they cross the stripe, there's going to be 32 laps left. So plenty of time left. Like you said, we're going to have a round of green flag stops that should be coming up here fairly short, pretty soon. So the things are really going to start getting interesting here in the last half of stage 3. These guys, kind of look like they're in a status quo. Log some laps. Let's get through stage 3, get to the green flag stop, and then I think we're really, really going to start to see guys going for it after the green flag stops. And they should be coming up here probably pretty soon, I would imagine, with now 32 laps to go here in the race.
Yeah, I think these guys are getting about 26 to 28 laps of tanking gas right now. So if we want to see green flag pit stops, we'll see them soon enough. But I think what we saw from earlier, you just want to push these tires as much as you possibly can. If you're the 51, the 44, the 95 right now, I would stay out as long as you can so that first pack hits before you pit. We saw what JWoww did in stage 1. When we have a wreck in the back. We have a wreck in the back. It's Jason, the 4 car. They're around. That's a 2-car crash. Will they call a caution?
43 car.
It was a 2-car crash.
Yep, it was at the 4 and the 43.
Is that a caution? And the caution is out. The caution is out.
Caution is out.
And we have ourselves a new race, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man, that's just picked up big time.
Oh, man, now things are going to get interesting. Real interesting, Joey, because we still have just over 30 laps to go. So, like you said, this is a whole new game here.
And if you're Flash 9, JWoww, Chase Lewis, and you've got to be looking up into the sky and saying, why? Why did this have to happen? They had this race nearly locked in the bag. But now it's a brand new race, and you know the intensity is going to pick up from here, as we are less than 30 laps away from the end of this race. It's been a great race so far, Shady. We've seen lots of great battles, some great duking for the lead. We've saw some intensity. We had our first manual caution in over 5 weeks, which is incredible to see. And it wasn't just a blunder, it was a big one with playoff implications. But here comes the green flag pit stops. Will we see a change for the lead here? Let's head down to the end of pit road and see if we can catch what will be happening here. DB has the first pit box. We'll keep it on eyes with the 95 to see if possibly we have a change for the lead. Here comes the 5 of Flash 9. Flash 9 holds on to the lead. Looks to really be not too many changes. Flash 9 first, JWoww in second. Clashin moves up to third. Chase Williamson in fourth. Mike Ross in fifth. And DB is in sixth.
And that's gonna be huge there, as JCR has Clashin now back up into the mix. And I think with this pit stop, Joey, coming at this time, I think these guys are going to go for it. I think these guys are going to have just enough. Looking at the stream, that JWoww's he got about 30 he's topping out at 30 laps to a full tank. We're going to have 29 this next time by. They're going to have enough, so I think we're going to see ourselves a shootout here.
I gotta ask you this question here.
What's up?
Do you think this caution affects LeBron James' legacy?
Well, it's Vegas. Hey.
I mean, it's an honest question. It's an honest question. I mean, do you think this caution impacts LeBron James' legacy? I got people in my chat wondering if it's affecting it. I gotta ask you. I mean, do you think this affects it? I mean, I rightfully think it does.
Absolutely. Why not? Why not?
I mean, could this bring him to Las Vegas? Only time will tell. What will LeBron James do?
Hey, you know, Vegas is that kind of a town, man. Vegas is that kind of town. I would say yeah. I would say yeah, absolutely.
That's the best answer you possibly can get. Wanted to give a big shout out to Rob Dillon for the $10 super chat. Rob, I cannot tell you how much that means. That is going right into the vacation fund. I'm telling you that right now. Jordan and I, we're planning out of a special vacation in December, so can't tell you how much that means. That's going right into the vacation fund, just saving up money for that. Thank you so much for the support. It's great to see everyone in the chat, guys. It's been a great race so far, but we're about to get ready to go back green flag racing here. It's Flash 9 looks to take the green flag here. Less than 30 laps to go. We're just getting started. The drama is only building from here. Green flag, back out. And oh man, look at the 25 with a huge jump. There was a stack up of some sort. Oh my goodness. I heard someone hit somebody. There was a huge stack up right there. Mike Ross now to the outside. That's not good for him.
And I think
he's trying to get back in the line.
I think I saw what was going on there, Joey. If you've noticed on the restart, Clashin was on the outside of the pole starting in second. Remember, JWoww came out in second out of the pits. Clashin was third, but on that restart, Clashin started second, JWoww third, and JWoww was able to allow his teammate to drop down. So did JWoww kind of check up a little bit, check up the field? Clashin right there moves into second, so you got your teammates right there running second and third, right behind Flash, with Chase Williamson now back into fourth position.
Definitely so, and like, if you're anyone else in the field, do you kind of take that as a little bit of anger? Do you take that as momentum and say, okay, these guys are starting to move the restart around, I'm going to try to take advantage and pass these guys. I want to get in front of them right now. Because Clashin, who, you know, was super damaged early on in this race, he's now back up to second. He's got JWoww in third. Chase Williamson, who was in the wrecking stage number 2, he's up to P4. I mean, it just goes to show you how quick this race can change. But we got to keep an eye on this, Shady. I like how we're mentioning stuff. As the laps are winding down, it looks as though these guys have about 27 to 28 laps, 26 to 27 laps of gas left. There is 24 laps left in this race. Can some of these guys make it on gas?
Oh, I would say yeah, man. I think they're going for it. I think they're going for it, and I think that was a complete move as JWoww, knowing that Clashin is the leader in points, and if you're back in the mid-pack, you know, it's kind of one of those things where it's not an illegal move, so you got to understand that teammates are going to do what teammates do and help each other out, especially when Clashin is the points leader and he's got his teammate as as Flash moves up.
Yep.
Here he goes underneath.
He doesn't want to be the leader. If you are the leader, you are literally giving away the race. You want to save fuel. Flash Knight knows if I'm leading, I'm not going to save gas. He wants to put Clash in that spot because he knows that's a driver that he's fighting for a championship. He doesn't want Clash to make it to the end of the race. He wants to save gas. He wants to make it to the end.
Well, that's going to open the door also for here comes the train going underneath the Flash. The Flash has really moved up into that upper line and up into the wall a little bit.
Somehow he maintains his spot in third. Looks as though Chase Williamson, his good buddy off the track, cut him a little bit of a break right there. That allows Flash 9 to be in position to save some gas. But once again, look at the guys like Mike Ross, Sharp in the 25, DB in the 95. They're in a perfect spot to save gas and make it to the end. They have enough span to have enough draft to make it here. So keep an eye on the 44 and the 95 out there.
Oh, they're not out of it for sure. You know Mike Ross, he's going to go balls to the walls. You know he's going to go after it, and he's got some muscle. We saw it earlier in the race as Mike Ross, in that blue, petty-looking car, man, he's been riding that all year long. So he's had some muscle all season. We saw him have some muscle earlier on in that 44 car. I think he's going to have something to say before this is all said and done. As you see these guys now kind of running nose to tail, maybe kind of log some laps here, but, you know, when do you make your move? If you're Mike Ross, you know, as we started seeing it now, here comes Flash underneath the JWoww.
Wow, he went ahead. He's trying to pass the 95. I wonder what his strategy is here. Is he just trying to break that JCR duo? He's got Chase Williamson following him along the 95. Look at the field teaming up. They want to take down the JCR boys.
Oh, and here go into turn one. JWoww just had enough.
He pitched a nose on him.
Wow, just enough and cleared the Flash in the 5 car. As things are starting to get real interesting now. As we've seen these guys, and these guys have had some muscle. JWoww in that 95, he has had a lot of speed tonight, a lot of power, and it looks like I'm wondering if he's kind of playing blocker a little bit. Here comes the 5.
Clutchy got pushed off the track. Here comes Flash on the bottom. That's a huge momentum changer. Chase Williamson, that's his spread on the bottom. It looked as though the 95 went a little too aggressive into the corner, pushed his teammate up the track, and now Flash has no choice. He needs to go to the bottom, protect it. But he's going to go back up front. 95 hits the wall. Flash with a huge run, and that's going to kill the momentum for the JCR boys.
Yep, and as JWoww now caught on the outside, he's going to fight back, but he's got no help at all on the outside as the train now is starting to come underneath.
Oh, he blocked him. He blocked him to the bottom.
Oh, man.
He doesn't want to give up that lead. JWoww fighting on the top, but with no draft, he's going to run out of fuel more. Flash goes up to help his buddy. Here comes Flash on the bottom with Chase Williamson. Nearly side by side for the win. Oh, good grief. These guys are nearly wrecking each other.
Oh, man. As another
this is the racing we love in Vegas. 3 wide there for fifth, 2 by 2 here for second. They are not giving up. Clashin is blocking like he's Dale Earnhardt Jr. at Talladega. And Flash 9 is doing everything he can to possibly go and take the lead. This is some incredible racing right now.
Well, look at JWoww hanging up to the outside all by himself.
I don't know how he's doing that. I don't know how he's doing that. How is he not losing any of this help right now? Is Clashin trying to possibly let off the throttle? Is he laying off to where JWoww can stay with them? Look at this. Look what they're doing right now.
I don't think so. I mean, there's no way he can. Man,
Flash 9 doing everything he can. He's trying to time out a move possibly here to take that lead away. But if you're Flash, do you really want to take the lead right now? Trying to save gas is the most important thing to do.
Oh, and there's going to open a door.
But can the 95 keep holding on to the top? Flash goes back up.
Oh, man, now they're side by side as here he almost has to lose that momentum.
He cleared the 95. He cleared him.
Yeah, he can't hold it forever. I mean, J-Well, unbelievable, hanging on up in the top all by himself, getting a little bit of a draft coming in the tri-oval from clashing just enough. And now here comes DB in the other 95. He's looking to the top. Mike Bross, I think they're going to have to, oh, big contact!
Contact with Mike Bross, and the 25 is sharp. I know a driver or two that may not be happy with that. Mike Bross needs to get back in rhythm and get in that draft, otherwise his race is going to be done.
Oh, Mike Bross, and looked like the 95, that 95 of DB, looked like they made some heavy contact. Mike Bross, he's still staying up there with this lead draft here.
Exciting. The finish is in store for everyone here. It's great to see everyone here. Flash 9 starting to peek onto that outside. Trying to find a way. I think he might just be trying to time that move. I think Chase Williamson is his ally here. I think he knows the 14 wants to go with them. It's a matter, but there he goes. There goes Flash 9 to the top. Can he complete the pass on the top? We have not seen anyone do this all race long. Flash 9 looking on the top of Clash into the middle of 1 and 2. Does he have the 14's help? Chase Williamson goes up to the top to give the 5 a huge run. Flash blocks, but Flash goes to the top to counter it. Side by side as they head into turn number 3.
Oh man, this is crazy here. Now we're gonna see, here comes Mike Bross under the 95 of J-Well. J-Well with that.
Here comes a big push from the 14 to the 5. Still side by side for the lead, 2 by 2. As they head through 1 and 2, the 51 hits those bumps a little bit, but here comes the outside. They're gonna have a run. Contact between the 95 and the 14. They somehow keep it going straight.
No harm, no foul. This is hard racing here. No harm, no foul here. 2 by 2. Here we go. Look at this. Mano y mano.
2 by 2. It's like we're racing at Daytona or Talladega. A win is on the line as multiple playoff drivers are fighting for some momentum as they head into round number 2. Still side by side fighting for the lead. This is incredible racing. Now 3 wide through 1 and 2.
And we're under 10 laps to go. We're at 9 laps now, Joey. We have 9 laps to go. We'll have 8 to go next time by on the stripe.
Through 3 and 4, 8 laps to go this time around. Flash 9 playing defense here, but he has Clash on the inside, doing everything he can to get back up front. Now J-Wow ditching his teammate. J-Wow ditched his teammate to the bottom when he gets loose. And do we have a caution? We have a caution.
A big caution. We have a caution.
Caution is out. Oh, this just changed everything. Hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen. We have a caution with less than 10 laps to go here at Las Vegas. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm not sure who brought out the caution or what happened. I see DK in the 7 car. He's got heavy damage. I'm not sure if he was involved with some contact or involved in a caution. But this is really going to shake things up now. This is really, really going to put some things at this. Oh man, we have under 10 laps to go here, Joey. So, oh man, everybody's coming down pit road. What do you do? 2 tires, 4 tires, no tires. What do you do?
Well, as they come across the line, it'll be 7 laps to go. They'll do a pace lap around. They'll probably take the green flag with 5 laps to go. I say just take 4 tires. Put 4 tires on it. You've seen how tires work here on NASCAR E5. 2 tires is definitely not what you want to do. You're honestly better off just taking fuel only and no tires. You'd rather have equal tires than uneven tires. But let's see who comes out of pit road first. Will we see a shakeup here? As we head to the front, let's see what happens. Here they come off pit road.
Flash is out.
Oh, Flash 9 wins the battle on pit road. Clash is going to take home 2nd here on pit road. Chase Williams in 3rd, J-Wow in 4th, and Mike Ross in 5th.
And I can tell you that the JCR guys, that is not where they want to be, because that's going to put them on the top side. So I don't think that's where you necessarily want to be, but we've seen the strength and the power of that 95 and 51 on that top side. But then you got the 14 of Chase Williamson, who's going to start on the bottom underneath, right behind Flash in the 5, and we've seen the power that the 14 has. So this is going to be real interesting on how this shakes out.
Absolutely. If you're Flash 9, you are in control of your own destiny here. Being the leader here is definitely an advantage. You carry the draft. You motivate that draft to go with you. You carry it. You are the leader of the draft. But one little shake-up from the 5, and the field will attack. All the pressure is on the 5 machine.
And speaking of the number 5, 5 laps to go. So when they go green this next time, we're going to have 5 laps to go, Joe.
5 to go for the number 5. It's been one intense race that has only gotten more dramatic as the laps have winded down. This might be the most exciting finish we have seen this season, and it comes during the playoffs with 5 laps to go, with a action-packed field going for a win and momentum towards round number 2 of the playoffs. If you guys are hyped, make sure to leave a like on the stream. Make sure to comment, become a member of the YouTube channel. I don't know, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your dog to come on by and watch this 5-lap shift because it's about to get intense. Flash 9 leading with Chase Williams on the outside. The JCR boys sitting in 3rd and 4th. Mike Bross, who's been sitting around 4th and 5th all day long in 5th. But could someone come out of nowhere and win this race? We've seen crazier stuff happen. It's about to go down here at Las Vegas. Who is going to go for the jackpot and come home away with a win here in the playoffs with the momentum to round number 2? Here we go to the green flag. 5 laps to go here. We are back underway in Las Vegas. Already on the bat, Flash 9 with a solid start. The outside line looking to carry momentum with Chase Williamson. He went to go get his friend. Here comes Clash on the inside with Mike Frost and Sharp. But the outside looks to carry that momentum as they head down the back straightaway.
A little bit of contact between the 51 and 14. A little contact, no harm, no foul.
As drivers look to make multiple lanes work, here comes Chase Williams on the outside. Flash 9 now closing the door on the 14 though. Clashing. Glued to the bumper of the 5 here as they head to 4 laps to go.
Oh man, oh, they're gonna go 3 wide maybe.
Oh, Mike Frost moves on the track.
Oh.
It's Chase Williamson. Contact between the 5 and the 51. They're side by side for the lead down the back straightaway.
Everybody's stacked up behind. Look at Mike Bross now moving into 3rd.
Mike Ross could be in the perfect place to win this race. He's sitting here watching everything. 3 wide behind, side by side with 3 laps to go for the lead.
Is he in the catbird seat? Is that 44 in the catbird seat?
They're wrecking behind. DK in the 4, around in the back.
Big wreck in the back.
I think we have no more cautions. I think we have no more cautions.
Nope, under 5 laps to go. There's no more manual cautions under 5 to go, Joey.
What do you do? Side by side for the lead between Clash and the 5. Does Mike Ross go with the 5 or does Mike make it his own move? J-Wow hot on his bumper. Gotta go with the momentum. 2 laps to go. Who's gonna win at Las Vegas?
Oh man, here we go. This is gonna be a shootout.
Oh, Mike Ross got tight.
J-Well underneath.
Flash 9 putting up a fight. Can he do anything about it? He charges on the outside, looking to do something here. I think he might still be there.
Here comes Clash, and take the lead.
White flag is out of Las Vegas. Who is going to win? Single file for now, but only dramatic finishes here. Down the back straightaway for the final time. What will the 5 do?
And the 5 knows that he's not going to get much help from the 95 of J-Wow right behind him. And here they come off of turn 3, turn 4, Joey.
He laid off. He played the block perfectly out of turn number 4. Side by side for the win.
Shit.
Oh, who got it?
Oh.
Who got it? Who got it? As they ran across the line, I think Clashin got it.
Clashin got it. Clashin won it. Holy wow. Flash 9.
Finish at Las Vegas. Clashin takes the win in photo finish fashion here at Las Vegas. Are you kidding me?
Unbelievable. Flash in 2nd. J-Wow 3rd. Mike Frost comes home 4th. Chase Williamson 5th. DB the best 6th. Killer Light Jason 7th. Brennanator 8th. Sharp in 9th. And DK rounds out the top 10. But how about that finish, Joey? Unbelievable.
What a finish here. Race 2 of the playoffs. And JCR Clashin takes advantage, almost lets it slip away to the 5. The closest finish of the season, quite possibly in VRL history. And it goes to the 51. Oh my goodness. That was absolutely incredible.
By less than a tenth.
Less than a tenth for the win between Clashin and Flash 9. And the momentum carries on for the 51, now on a 2-race win streak, as we will talk to the top 3 here in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, are you not entertained? Wow, just what an incredible finish there. I was not expecting a photo finish, and all of a sudden the 5 just with a huge run out of turn number 4, and I thought he might have taken it right there. I think our broadcast might have gotten the photo finish perfect. I think, honestly, if someone goes back, they could probably screenshot the photo finish. But JCR Clashin takes the win here in a photo finish. Just an unbelievable race from start to finish. These guys did not disappoint, and they brought home just an incredible race. I am smiling right now. Maybe the best finish of the season right there. Maybe one of the best finishes in VRL history right there. These guys did not let off. They did what they had to do. Just a great race all around.
Man, I'm still catching my breath off of that one, man. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable indeed. And we will talk to your top 3 here in just a moment. All right. As we started to catch our breath here and talk to the top 3 here for maybe one of the best races in VRL history right there. I mean, just incredible stuff. And let's make sure that the winner of the race is here and present before we do our introductions. Yeah, we got to make sure we put on a good show here. And there he is celebrating his 2nd win in a row. JCR Clashin in victory lane. My man, congratulations on your 2nd win. Clashin has got to make sure. Are you there, my man?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, yeah. I hear you, my man. Clashin, well, talk about it, man. I mean, a photo finish there. I mean, to me, you played a great race all the way around. Tell me what was going through your mind those last few laps there. How did you get it done? What does it feel like to win this race?
It was a good race. From like 30 to go, we had a caution, which put me back into the race. And I was just mirror driving Flash for 15 straight laps. And he finally got a big run on the outside and made it work. And then we got a caution, which I don't know if I wanted it or not. Either way, it worked out. But then the restart was 6 to go. It was just, I wasn't expecting the outside to hold on like that, especially with fresh tires. But Flash did a good job running up there. I made some accidental contact with him on the front straightaways. Didn't look like it affected either of our speed. And then from there, it was just running my line, trying not to hit the apron.
Yeah, and we talked about your 2nd win in a row. You know, winning the Charlotte Roval was one of those races that you obviously were really happy about. You must have known Las Vegas was definitely going to be somewhat of a wild card race. Lots of drivers can come in here and win this race, but to win 2 in a row, especially in the playoffs, what does that do for your momentum, and how do you take this on the next week?
Momentum is very key, I think, in any sport or anything you do. You get your hopes up, like you think you can win anything, and it makes it where you just race smoother. You don't make as many mistakes, so you don't really have to worry about much. But yeah, going into the playoffs, I knew Charlotte Roval would be strong, and Vegas, I definitely knew I was going to be strong. And then next week is Phoenix, a track I used to be horrible at, but I've found some speed there lately. So hopefully we can continue the streak and get another top 3.
We'll see what happens. Can Clashin go for 3 wins in a row at Phoenix? Clashin, again, congrats on your win. Hell of a season so far. Let's see if you keep it going.
Yeah, thank you, and shout out to JWoww and Flash for racing. That was a fun battle. I know I accidentally doored him once, but it was a fun battle.
Absolutely so. A great show nonetheless. And speaking of the next driver right there, he mentioned Flash 9, and Flash 9 finishing 2nd today here, but also close to possibly winning that race. Flash, you there?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Flash, talk us through it right there, man. A photo finish here at Las Vegas, almost another win in the books for your playoff run here. Tell us how it went down those last few laps. Just break it down for us, man. Break it down.
I mean, I'm happy for the good finish and extremely disappointed I couldn't finish it off. The way that, I was trying to drive the car even before the last caution, just trying to be in the best position, try to win the race. And, I mean, tonight, I feel like Homestead's going to come down, to something very similar. So you really have to make the perfect moves if we're going to win the championship. And felt tonight would be a really good test. Could I make the right moves at the right time and try to get the win? And I just messed up going into 3. I think coming to the white flag, I entered too high and he cleared me. And then 1 and 2, I didn't want to leave the bottom because I knew JWoww was right there. And just, he did a good job, making sure I didn't have any momentum coming after him. And had a little run off before, but I knew it wasn't going to be enough.
Yeah, and I know unfortunately you didn't close the race out the way you wanted to, but heading into next week, having the speed and charging up to the front there, how do you feel going into Phoenix next week?
I was really, pleased when the schedule came out before the season started. I think Vegas, Phoenix, and Homestead are probably the best 3-race stretch that, I could have asked for. Was very nervous yesterday for Vegas. Any lobby I was in, it was super tight, but felt much better tonight. Phoenix would just have to wait and see, depending on the tire. So being ×2, it's really not much of a tire conservation. It's mostly about speed. So we'll find out what everyone's got for qualifying, and hopefully first few laps we'll know if we stand a chance to win or not.
Flash 9, P2, definitely happy about the second place finish, but not happy about the way it ended. He finished his second. Flash 9, congrats on your second place finish. We'll see you next week.
All right, thank you guys. Congrats, Clashing.
Moving on to P number 3, and we'll see if he's here. Mr. JWoww, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
JWoww, I haven't talked to you in a hot minute. Looked as though you had a great car all race long. You brought home P3 there, but obviously not the way you wanted it to end. Was there anything you could have done differently there at the end to change the result?
If we would have had a better pit stop on that last caution, we wouldn't have ended up being P4. We were kind of behind the 8 ball going into the last restart, so we had to go where others weren't. But somehow we got third. But yeah, proud of the team. We got first in stage 1, got the stage win there, and we got third in stage 2. We had a pretty fast car, got the pole. I couldn't ask for a better car going out there.
Rightfully so, and I want to talk real quick about a move you made there near the end. You were glued to your teammate's bumper there until the very end. It looks as though you made a move. Just want to ask, was that just your way of saying it's go time, or was that when the caution came out? Because it looked as though you made a 3-wide move and just said, see you clashing. I just want to get clarification on that.
I believe that's when the caution was coming out, if I remember correctly.
Okay, because I'm about to say, we might have some teammate drama here in a second.
No.
Because me and Shady were going crazy in the booth. We're like, oh my God, he ditched his teammate. So, just great job. Thank you for clearing that up. Great job on your third place finish, and looking forward to seeing what you got for Phoenix next week.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for putting on the show, guys.
Absolutely, and rightfully so, guys. A show indeed. Shady, any closing thoughts from you about today's race from Las Vegas?
Yeah, man, we kind of thought what we were going to expect, man. I mean, being at Vegas, it's Viva Las Vegas, man. I mean, it was go time here in the playoffs. I mean, it's a totally different ball game with these playoffs, man. It came down to the wire. I mean, probably the best finish that we've seen all season long. Edge of your seat. We got two races left to finish this season off. It's been a great season so far. I can't wait to go to Phoenix and see what these guys can do. I mean, Clashing has won these last 2 races, showing very strong muscle. JWoww had a very fast car. I mean, these guys are putting on a one heck of a show. I mean, it's been just a blast being up here watching all these guys. Flash, I don't know how Flash finished that close, man. I mean, unfreaking believable. I mean, each race, it comes down to the wire, getting more and more exciting. I mean, it's going to come down to the end. I mean, let's just go to Phoenix and let's see what these guys do in Phoenix.
Rightfully so, and our challenge to the drivers, bring it on for Phoenix. We want to see what you got. Can we carry this momentum with one of the greatest, closest finishes in VRL history, at least on the broadcast side? From Las Vegas, my name is Joey Stone. He is Shady. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and congratulations to JCR Clashin on his win here at Las Vegas. We will see you guys next week for Phoenix. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night, and we'll see you real soon.